Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Snowboard Pro Camp live chat. I'm Kevin. I'll be on here with you guys for the next hour to answer all your snowboard questions. Definitely hit me up with any questions you guys have, whether it's gear related, if you're a beginner snowboarder trying to learn those first few turns, or if you want to learn snowboard tricks. Or pretty much anything with snowboarding, definitely just hit me up. It's also a super chat, so if you want to support the channel, it's a great way to get your question answered. And yeah, I just got back from, I was in New Zealand for about 10 days, and then I spent a week in Australia. So about 3 weeks of snowboarding down in the Southern Hemisphere, had an amazing time. And now I'm back in Canada. At the moment, I'm on Vancouver Island. And just getting over my jet lag. It's pretty much like the opposite time zone from Australia. So when I came back up to Canada, was feeling that jet lag and trying to get back onto a normal sleeping schedule. So yeah, stoked to have all you guys here though. Can't miss a live chat for sure. And just a quick announcement as well, we got some new Snowboard Pro Camp black beanies in. So if you guys want to check out a SPC beanie, this is the first one ever in black. There's a link below in the description. So another awesome way to rep the channel this winter is to pick up an SPC beanie. And yeah, the last ones were white. Shout out to everyone who picked up a white beanie. And yeah, I thought would just go opposite, go with the black beanies this time. I think they turned out pretty nice. They're like really comfortable, soft, and kind of like a mid-weight beanie. So they're not super thick, but they're not really too thin too. They're kind of like just in between. So kind of good for everything. But yeah, let's give some people some shout outs here and get to some questions. But yeah, definitely hit me up with any questions you guys have. And also let me know where you guys are watching from as well, because I know we got people on here watching from all over the world. And if you get the chance to, give this video a like as well. All right, so first shout outs to CJ Vlogs. And he's got a question straight away too. I'm trying to start a channel. What advice do you have? I would say, like, if you want to start your own YouTube channel, the best thing is to find a topic, a subject that you're passionate about, and just start making content around that. And be focused on your content too. So it's at first, I think it's harder to be like very broad about your content, and that's harder really too to find your niche. So like find the niche, find the subject you love, and just start making videos. And also don't worry too much about like making them perfect right from the start. Just you know, my first few videos, I wasn't good. I didn't know how to edit. I didn't really know how to film. I didn't have any professional gear, and I still don't have any professional cameras. But yeah, just make the videos, make them simple, do your best, and just like every time you make a video, you'll just like learn more and more. So just you got to be doing it. You got to be doing it as much as possible, and then yeah, I think that's the best way to start a YouTube channel. Also, like, it's important that you enjoy it too. You got to enjoy making the content and just learning about your niche. So for me, it's snowboarding. I love learning about it. I love doing it. I love trying to make videos every day for you guys. So yeah, that's the most important thing. And we got El Stacker on here. Shout out. Lachlan. Shout out. And Lachlan wants to know, how is the conditions in Perisher? So the conditions at Perisher were mixed. When we first got there, it was like rainy, stormy, cloudy. It was kind of like nasty, but we still did some park laps at the back park there, the Leichhardt Park, and that was really fun. Had some good days. Actually, when it was raining, it made the tubes and the rails really wet and slippery, which was pretty nice. And then after a few days, the sun came out, and it totally changed. It was just like bluebirds, sunny skies, and we hit the front park, which is where they had all the massive jumps. So we got a bit of both. We got some really cloudy, kind of rainy days, and we also had some sunny days. So a bit of both in Australia at Perisher. And all right, we got Sonora Bassa, Lego Master, Elise, shout out guys, Icy Keys. And Icy Keys asks, if I have a medium head, would you still recommend the Smith Squad XL? Yeah, I think if you have a medium head, those could be okay. The Smith Squad XL, they're not like the widest out the side, so medium wise, they're pretty good that way. They are kind of like a tall like goggle, so maybe not. I feel like they're very like they're so tall that they may not fit a medium sized head. So yeah, I would say my initial reaction is no. Just because they're so tall, they might not fit with like your helmet. They may be too like, yeah, tall up and down. So maybe check out some goggles that aren't so XL like that. And so Lachlan, oh, I already got to that question. Alistair is saying that Chris is on here. Shout out to Chris back in Whistler. It's Chris's birthday is coming up on Saturday, so happy early birthday out there to Chris. We'll have to get Chris on a live chat next time we're in Whistler at the same time. Curtis J.A. says, what are the best lenses for my line miners for night snowboarding? Ooh, the best for night. I would say either a high pink. The high pinks are pretty incredible, really brighten everything up. Or maybe even a clear. For night riding, you could just go straight clear lens. And Sonoras Bassa wants to know, can you give some tips for riding rails? Yeah, definitely. I think when you're first starting out on rails, try to go like easy, like as easy, like find the easiest rail you can first. And before you find an easy rail like that, make sure that you're getting like lots of different tricks down on boxes, even on some of like the down boxes and things like that, some hop-on boxes, because those are more forgiving, because once you get to those like metal rails and stuff, the metal's more slippery and less forgiving. But yeah, I think at first you try some 50-50s and like hopping on, and then even like doing it so that you're hopping like, you're getting the ollie too high and you go over the rail. I think that's a good way to start, kind of build your confidence by knowing that you can actually ollie and go over. And then when you're feeling a little bit more confident, then you can actually start to try to stay on the rail. But yeah, just work your way up and take it in small steps. Just gonna scroll down a little bit, tons of questions. Oh, Marcus from New Zealand. Yeah, Mount Shredmore, Michael Park. Michael Park wants to know, what did you think of Perisher compared to the rest of the world? I think, yeah, Perisher is cool. It's got like a mix. There are some all mountain riding stuff you can do, which is really cool and unexpected, I think, for Australia. I think people are surprised at how big Perisher is. And then on top of that, the parks are good. Like they're kind of short, but for the amount of space, the park crew does fit in a lot of good features. So I think Australia is underrated. Compared to the rest of the world, it's hard because there are some massive mountains out there, like in North America and Europe and Japan. There's just some incredible, massive, insanely big mountains. So it doesn't really compare to that, but for the Southern Hemisphere, and I think just compared to average riding, I would say it's even like it's up there. It's close to, it's better than most places. I'll put it that way. And yeah, it's like really fun. Always have like a really good time in Perisher. All right. Yeah, we got Brad G watching from Kansas, US. Benjamin White. We got Robert from Keystone. Awesome, guys. I'm going to try to get to as many questions here as possible. Just going to scroll down a little bit. Brian's watching from Belgium. Thanks for tuning in. And Rebecca says, just bought my season pass to Bachelor today. Ready to hit those black diamonds thanks to your vids, getting me better. Amazing. I've been practicing my ollies in my living room. Wow, that's like dedication, Rebecca. Nice. And ollies are actually much easier to do while you're moving too. So if you can do them standing still in your living room, it's gonna be easy once you get onto the slope. But yeah, Mount Bachelor too. So that's one of my favorite mountains. So fun, just like that nice kind of peak that they have at Bachelor, where you can ride down 360. Such a cool place. Some of my best powder runs have been at Bachelor. And we got a question from No says, are you gonna do a GNU Mule Air 2020 review? Probably, yeah. The GNU Mule board looks really fun, like fun all mountain board. So definitely going to try to get on that board this year. The mechanic says, hey, Kevin, are you going to put more beginner videos this year? Yeah, I'm going to try to do a mix of all kinds of content. So from the beginner videos through like gear reviews, vlogs, tricks, advanced riding tutorials, like a bit of everything. So yeah, the newest, I think it was one of the latest videos was like how to link beginner turns. So yeah, the last video was like a beginner video. And it's always good, you know, even if I've made the video before, it's good to get a refresher and just keep those videos coming. So yeah, for sure, definitely get some more beginner ones out there. Christian says, greetings from Bavaria. Have you any idea where I can get a black strap balaclava in Germany, Europe? I do not know, but maybe check some of the European websites like Blue Tomato or some of the other ones you guys have out there. But yeah, the black strap beanie or face mask balaclava is definitely my favorite. It's got the hinge, so it's like just fits really well with your face, keeps your neck covered. Man, if you can't find them in Europe, maybe you can order one from North America. Maybe they'll ship one over to you. But yeah, they're good. Maybe if you can't find one in Europe, just call up Blackstrap and see if they mail them out to Germany. All right, we got Chuck Van on here. What's up, Chuck? Shout out. Thanks for tuning in, man. Raymond Nunez says, are you buying any other boards for the upcoming season? At the moment, no boards planned. So I've got the 2020 Orca, size 159. I've already bought that one and had one day of riding it in New Zealand, and it was awesome. I feel like the Orca is just like the perfect board that I want for powder. So like it floats very well in the powder, but then it also has lots of energy and like performance under your feet because of the camber under your feet with the rocker in between. Whenever you like go to pop an ollie or something, you just have so much power under your back foot. And then landing on the Orca feels really nice. I feel like it helps you to really catch the landing and land solid. And then yeah, just floats amazingly in powder. Love the magnet traction on the Orca. And the fact that the tail is smaller on the Orca too, you can just do like really quick turns on that board. And then my other board is the GNU Headspace, which I have a review actually coming out soon. So I think the next video up on Snowboard Pro Camp is going to be a review of the Headspace. So just an incredible park board. Got to ride it, yeah, most of the time in New Zealand and the whole time in Australia. And it was just totally lived up to my expectations. Lots of pop, still soft enough to butter. And yeah, just like a well-rounded park board. And I think the best thing is that on icy or firm snow, it just holds an edge like just so well because of the magnet traction. So overall, yeah, I'm stoked on those two boards. I think of all my years of buying snowboards, those are like the two boards that I've picked up for a season that I'm like most confident about. So I'm just like really happy with those two boards at the moment, not even really thinking about. I'm definitely going to try some other boards, but I don't think I'll be buying any other boards. But I don't want to say, you never know. You never know what'll happen though. All right, just going to scroll down because we got a super chat from Engen. What's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. And Engen says, hi, how are the transfer bindings? Aren't they sick? Yeah, man, I'm loving the transfer bindings. So if you guys haven't seen it, I recently, when I was in New Zealand, actually, I bought a pair of bent metal transfer bindings. And I first got to try them at the High Cascade Snowboard Camp. They came on a demo board, and I really liked them. The ankle strap was like 3D, pretty 3D molded, so it's like comfortable with your boot. Toe strap was fine. The construction of the binding, it was sort of like a mid flex, so a little bit soft, but still stiff enough to ride it pretty aggressively. But the thing that really stood out is that they have like the cube for the high back adjustment, and I thought that was really cool, like a really just like clever idea for how to set up the high back adjustment. Because for new snowboarders out there, like adjusting your high backs is kind of a tricky thing to know exactly how to do it. And I found that the cube that they have set up back there just makes like a really good thing for new snowboarders to easily be able to adjust that high back. So yeah, and also they come in like really funky, cool colors and styles. So I think the pair I got matched my board really well, which is like just an added bonus. So yeah, the bent metal transfer bindings, I'm loving them. If you guys want to check them out, I've got a link to them in the description as well. Riley Tong says, "Hey Kevin, how long in advance should I book an international snow trip? Cheers." Ooh, tricky question. For me, to be honest, I'm trying to book my trips as late as possible because you almost don't want to book too far ahead, because then you're not sure if like the place you're going is going to have a good snow season or not. So it's a tricky thing because it depends on like your budget. It depends on, not everyone can book late, but I would try to hold off as late as you can. So if you need to book time off work or whatever it is, try to do it as late as possible, because you want to be able to see that, hey, like the place I'm going to is having a good snow season. So yeah, maybe like compared as well, like look at some flights that are like not too far away and see what the price is, and compare that to flights like if you book say 4 or 5 months out, because sometimes the flight price doesn't change a lot depending on how far out you're booking. So just check some of those things out. I know like in snow towns, the snow resort towns, like accommodation can kind of like run out fairly quick, and it's good to book ahead of time. But yeah, that's a really tough question. I would say leave it as late as you can. Like that's always what I'm trying to do, because I want to make sure the snow is going to be good. All right. Great questions, guys. You guys definitely, I'm really stoked. You guys always ask the best questions. Yeah, tons of good questions on here. Brian wants to know, what do you think about the Smith Chroma Pop? Yeah, I did have some time riding with Smith Chroma Pop lenses, and I thought they were great. Yeah, they definitely add a lot of contrast and stuff to the lighting conditions. So yeah, those Smith goggles, they're really nice as well. The Chroma Pop is definitely like a highlight. And Jackson wants to know, do I make my own music for the videos? I don't make the music. That would be next level. But I get all my music off of a website called Epidemic Sound. So it's like a copyright-free music website where you can just download stuff for vlogs and stuff. So Epidemic Sound. Rebecca wants to know, I'm 5'4" and I got a 146 Spirit from Battalion Board. Should I get something shorter for the park? Maybe. It depends more on your weight, to be honest. So 146, I'm not sure exactly what weight. Maybe like let me know how much you weigh below, and then we can kind of like give you a more accurate. But you can also check like on most of the websites where you buy snowboards, you could like type in the Battalion board you got, and then they'll give you like, there's usually a scale, and it'll show like for your weight what length board you should get. So maybe take a look at that. And El Stacker wants to know what Chris is up to on his birthday. El Stacker, man, drive up to Canada, to Whistler for Chris's birthday. We could have a little birthday party. That'd be pretty fun. All right. Oh, wow. So many great questions, guys. Just going to scroll down to the next super chat. Shout out to New Board for tuning in, to Tall Oak, Curtis J.A., Drew Weisner, T25, Brandon Berry, Shred 1904 is on here. Awesome, guys. Tons of great questions. Carrie Pierce. All right, scrolling down. Oh, wow, where is this super chat? Tons of questions, guys. Kevin Ma wants to know, when's the next trip? So I was maybe going to give this, save this for another time, but I actually just booked my flight back to New Zealand. So I'm flying back to New Zealand on the 3rd of October, and I'm going to be there until the 15th of October. So back to Cardrona for another week or so of snowboarding, something kind of happened with our plans that we can't go to the Stubai Glacier in Austria this year. It's just not going to work out. So I'm going back to New Zealand. So that's going to be the next trip. And Drew Weisner with the next super chat, $10. Thanks for the support, Drew. And he says, how much do you consider float and powder when choosing a Freeride board? Keep up the great work. Well, for me, Drew, it's a big one because I have two boards for the season. I have my park board, which can also be a Freeride board. And then I have the like powder all mountain board, which is the Orca. And because I've got two boards, I want to make sure that my second board floats like, I would say like the most important quality of my second board, that's not my park board, is like how well it floats. So yeah, I want to make sure that it's going to float really well. And the Orca definitely does that. So it's up to you. It's like if you're getting one snowboard, I would say that maybe powder, that how much it floats is maybe not as important because you want to be able to take it into the park. So if you're looking for a park / all mountain board, it would maybe not be on top of your list of priorities. But for me, because it's like my second board, the number one thing is I want it to float. And then below that, it's also important to me that it rides well on groomers and things because some of the days you take your powder board out and you're riding through trees in the powder or wherever it is, and then you get into like groomers or like places where the snow has been tracked out, and the ability to be able to just ride out of stuff comfortably is important to me as well. So some of the boards that are like really like overly powder specific, those can be like kind of a pain to ride on the groomers too. So that's something to consider. So I would say number one, powder performance, but number two, also just like the rest of the mountain performance as well. But yeah, it's up there. So that's why I chose the Orca. But yeah, there's some other boards out there like it. Mount Shredmore says, have you tried out the new Twin Pig yet? I haven't, but TJ's been riding the 2019 Twin Pig, and I know that's one of his favorite boards for all mount, for powder and for park. So check out TJ's review over on Board Archive. He's a big fan of that board. And 125 people watching and 33 likes. Thanks so much for the support, guys. All right, so Jeff wants to know, awesome, caught the live chat. Can I just ask what you guys think of Arc'teryx jacket / bibs for snowboarding? I've never had an Arc'teryx jacket or pants. I think, I don't know. I don't know if I like the cut of their stuff. It may be, you know, like snowboard brands, usually their stuff fits a little bit longer, a little bit baggier. Just to have that like freedom of movement while you're riding. And I don't think Arc'teryx isn't really a company that's like known for that. I know they're a very technical, like well-made brand, but I think they're more associated with skiing than snowboarding. So I've never ridden it, and I think that is probably fine, but it kind of depends on the type of riding that you want to do. If you're riding park and you have some like you want to have a lot of movement and freedom, then Arc'teryx is probably not the best. But if you're into like powder, maybe carving and just like all mountain riding, then Arc'teryx could be like, yeah, it could be a great brand. If you have the money too, because I think it's a little bit more expensive. All right, great questions though, guys. And Icy Keys wants to know, what goggles would you recommend for a medium-sized head with the Smith Squad XL design? That's a good question. I have a few other pair of Smiths, like the Smith IOs. Maybe check out, I don't know if there is a pair that is there like a regular Smith Squad? Maybe check and see if there's just Smith Squad without the XL part. Because, yeah, they do have the cylindrical face, so maybe check and just take a look online. I don't know if there's other cylindrical goggles that are made by Smith, but yeah, check it out. Julia Steckley says, what do you think of the 3BT thing? Yeah, so if you guys don't know, 3BT is battalions technology, and it basically means triple base technology, which actually doesn't really tell you much either, but it basically makes the tips of the board, so the nose and tail, they sort of round them off like a spoon. And they're not perfectly round. I guess that's where the triple part comes in, but it's kind of like three sides on the nose and tail that make them more like spoon shape. So the idea is that it's more catch free when you're riding, because the contact points at the ends of the boards are lifted away from the snow. And for me, I think it makes the board too loose. You almost feel like you don't have as much control because those edges are lifted away. So I don't know. I think it's a personal thing. I know that TJ loves that style. So yeah, if you think you like that style of like very loose riding, then maybe go for it. But me personally, I don't like that. I think it's too loose. I like to have a bit more control. That's why I get the magnet traction on my boards. It just gives you all that extra grip, especially if you're riding ice or firm snow. I would go for grip over looseness. But I think it's a really cool design for powder. So maybe if you're looking for a powder board, I think Battalion's got some really cool designs. And Adam Bad Rider says, I want that beanie. Yeah, man, check them out. Link in the description. But yeah, I just got some black beanies in. So yeah, dude, I should have brought some to Australia and mailed them from there for you. But yeah, man, thanks for sharing that out. All right, let's see if I can get this right. Curtis J.A. says, where can I get a high pink lens? I can't find it anywhere online. That's a good question. Some of the lenses are not that easy to find online. I don't know why that is, but it's true. Some of this stuff can be difficult to find on the internet. So I don't know. Check out the Oakley website. Check out evo.com. I'm not really sure where. All right, let's see if I can get the phone to focus on my face. Not yet. There we go. Okay. Oh. All right. Yeah, thanks for all the questions, guys. Going to get caught up a little bit. Tons of great questions. All right, we got another super chat. Super chat from Osvaldo. Thanks for the support, man. He says, Kevin, is that a new beanie you're wearing? Yeah, man, new Snowboard Pro Camp beanie, and just got them a few days ago, and yeah, pretty stoked on them. So they're the black beanies. Gonna have I've got about 180 of them for sale. So if you guys want them, there's a link in the description. Yeah, great way to rep the channel this winter. I think the SPC style this year is just gonna be black beanie. I think it's pretty cool, pretty just a universal thing that everyone can wear. So. The summer was the white beanie. There's still some white beanies left, but yeah, the winter is going to be all black beanies. Chuck Van says, very slushy at Mount Hotham, melting quick and lots of debris in the snow. Wow, man, it's great though that you guys still have snow. When we were at Perisher, there was still a lot of snow left. And XHoochXX wants to know, how short is David? He's not that short. He's kind of like regular height. I think, yeah, just regular. He's a regular heighted human. And Complicated Milk says, expert snowboarder on the slopes, beginner in the park. What kind of board to look for? Oh, cool question. Beginner in the park. Yeah, check out something, honestly. So for new park riders, I think you want something that is like, check out some of the GNU and LibTech boards. I'm a big fan of those ones. Yeah, I got the Headspace. Another sort of like beginner intermediate board for park is actually a board that I had last year called the Space Case, but they changed the name of the Space Case to, oh, what is it? They changed the name of it to, Oh, the finest. So the GNU finest. So the reason I think a good park board for beginners is something that is a mix of camber and rocker. So the GNU finest, it's got some camber zones under your feet, but it's also rocker in between your feet. So it's really like lifting the tips of the board up away from the snow and just making it more catch free. So having that like catch free ride, I think is pretty important for like new park riders, sort of beginner park riders. So a mix of the camber and then something that helps to raise the tips up away from the snow. Really good question. All right, just gonna catch up a little bit. Bowie Gamor says, yes, 2020, thinking about buying next season. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, the Yes 2020 is a snowboard that has, it's a powder snowboard that's twin, that has like this powder hull at the front and the back. So both tips, the nose and tail, both have this like concave like powder section to help the board float no matter which direction you're riding it in. It's a very cool looking board. I definitely want to demo one just to see how it rides and how it feels, but it looks pretty cool. I think it's a board you want to definitely try out before you buy though, because it's such like a different style board that I'm not certain that it's going to be like the feel that you want, but yeah, it looks cool. All right. Kevin wants to know, tips on making first snowboarding trip to Whistler. Yeah, if you're coming up to Whistler for the first time, maybe just look ahead and find where the like beginner areas are. There's definitely one great thing about Whistler and Blackcomb is they've got good beginner areas. So parts of the mountain that are like sort of like family zones that are good for everyone for riding. And yeah, it's pretty good. So maybe check out the trail map. Also, I don't know like where you're coming from, but yeah, check out if you can buy your tickets in advance too. You can sometimes save some money. So look online, check out and see if you can, yeah, if there are some deals if you buy the tickets in advance. Tim Ho says, would the Orca be enough for a single board in Japan? Yeah, definitely. I think that's going to be the only board I bring to Japan would be the Orca. I would maybe bring a park board as well. I might bring my park board too, the Headspace, but you can definitely, if you just want to go to Japan and ride powder, the Orca will do the trick. That's what I did last season. I was like mainly riding the Orca and it was perfect. Ooh, Thomas wants to know, Evil Twin versus DOA. So the Evil Twin by Battalion, it's definitely a softer board and it's also got the 3BT. So it's going to be a much more playful, like quicker edge to edge. And you'll probably feel like you have a little bit less control because of that 3BT. The DOA, a little bit stiffer, so maybe a little bit more control for larger features and like carving and stuff like that. So a little bit stiffer, maybe a little bit more difficult to press and butter, but I would say a bit more control. So Evil Twin, softer, easier to butter, a little bit less control. DOA, more control, stiffer. All right. Suspended 86 wants to know, have you ridden any wired boards? Thoughts on them? I haven't had the chance to ride wired. I haven't ridden wired boards yet, but I know that they're a BC-based company, BC Canada, I believe. So yeah, it's pretty cool to see boards being made in Canada. Thomas Tim wants to know, good bindings for park and powder. Yeah, so if you want a good binding for the park and powder, you kind of want to get something that is in between, or like just a mid flex. So the bindings, I recently picked up the bent metal transfer bindings. I think they're like rated a 6 out of 10. So they're like a good kind of do everything binding. They're not the best for powder, I would want maybe stiffer, but they can still do the job, and they're good for park. So something like that, something mid flex. Also check out something if you're leaning towards more of a powder binding than the Union Atlas, or if you want something a little bit more in between, you can look at like the Union Contact Pros, or actually the Union Strata. The Union Strata's mid flex. You can kind of do a bit of everything. So I would say between bent metal transfer or Union Strata. Sam says, I heard there is a clearance store in Whistler. Do they have a good selection? I don't think they have the best selection, but if you're looking to save some money and you're not like concerned about, you're kind of like loose on in terms of like what you're gonna get, but you're just mainly concerned about saving some money, then it is a good place for that, because you can definitely get some deals at the Whistler clearance store. Adrian wants to know, is TJ going back to New Zealand with you? Honestly, I'm not sure if he is or not. So TJ, he's still in Australia. And the last day that we were in Australia, so we were supposed to be there snowboarding we were supposed to have 5 days on snow, but on the 4th day, TJ actually had a bit of a crash and hurt his like neck a little bit. So he's like letting that heal, and he's just gonna see how his neck and sort of upper back feels, and then decide whether or not he's gonna come to New Zealand. So it's kind of up in the air, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, wishing TJ some healing vibes too. Endo11 says hello from Ontario. What's up? Aaron Yu says is saying hello from China. Awesome. Ice Doubt says, would your snow pants and jacket be warm enough for an average winter day? My snow pants and jacket, I think they would be, well, they would be warm enough, but you would definitely have to you'd have to wear a base layer, which I usually always wear a base layer, and have some kind of like mid layer as well. I think, yeah, my stuff isn't made for just like, you can't just wear that and have that be it. You definitely need to like layer up underneath, which is what I usually do anyway. I usually like to wear layers, but yeah, it's like the heavier your jacket and pants are, like sort of like the less layers you have to wear. But yeah, it depends. It kind of depends, but yeah, I feel like you usually know. You can usually put stuff on, and then you can feel whether or not that's going to be good for the day. Sublime Honeybee says, Kevin, Andreas recommended I should try the GNU Velvet. Your wife has it. Her thoughts? Yeah, Jill's been riding the GNU Velvet a few times, and I think she loves it. And I actually recommended that board for her as well. Like when I was doing research into snowboards, I thought the GNU Velvet would be a really good choice, and yeah, she loves it. So I would say, yeah, check it out. I think it's a great board. You kind of get, it's very similar to my last board by GNU as well, the Space Case. So it's like forgiving. It's the tips are lifted up a little bit so that you have that sort of like playful feel and like catch-free edge, but you also have the magnet traction for the firm snow and ice. So you just get like a bit of everything with the GNU Velvet. And Newboard with the super chat. Thanks, man. And Newboard says, hashtag epic community fund. Definitely. And hashtag beer fund. Nice, Newboard. Yeah, you're a legend. Yeah, thanks for tuning in every week. And yeah, thanks for the beer fund. I've got, I don't have a beer with me, but I've got a carrot juice on me somewhere here. But yeah, shout out, man. Actually, for that cool hashtag community fund, let's do at the end of the super chat, we'll do a giveaway. So we'll do a beanie giveaway. I'll let you guys know around the 50-minute mark. And yeah, I'll just randomly pick somebody for a free Snowboard Pro Camp beanie. Because yeah, you guys are definitely the best community. Well, you're the only snowboard community that I know, but I think we got a pretty epic community for sure. All right. Bob says, will you make a beginner board top 5 2020? Just had my first lesson 4 days ago and can't wait for my next lesson. Awesome, Bob. That's so cool. Yeah, we'll definitely make best beginner boards of 2020 for sure. I would just off the top of my head, just to recommend like some things to look out for is like for your very first board, I think price, you want to keep it as low as possible. Going for some of the more popular brands too, it's always a good thing for like warranties and just for like to have a proven brand. But also like look at stuff like you want to make sure that the camber rocker combination is good. So the rocker is what lifts your edges away from the snow towards the tips. I think that gives it that more like catch-free feel for a beginner. And I really like those extra contact points for the beginners too. So like the bumps that kind of like the serrated edge. So just give you more grip in like firm snow and ice. So I would recommend that to beginner too. So yeah, a few things to look out for when you're getting a beginner snowboard. All right. The Life of CD says, hey Kev, are you and the rest of the guys gonna make a trip to Japan in December-January? Yeah, I think there's gonna be a crew of us this January, so look out for that. I think we're kind of planning like mid to late January for the next Japan trip. And yeah, Japan I think is going to be on our schedule every winter. So it's such a cool place, so much snow. The tree riding is incredible. So looking forward to getting back to Japan. And Adam Bad Rider says, Kev, can you please do a trip to Victoria to ride next year? Bright is an awesome base and gives you access to 2 mountains where the Epic Pass works and one where the Icon Pass works. Oh, very cool. Yeah, Adam, for sure, man. So Bright is, okay, the base is called Bright. All right, we'll look into that for next year, man. Yeah, sorry we didn't get to see you this year. But yeah, we'll check that out for next season. Next Australia trip, maybe we'll switch things up. And yeah, it's always good to visit new places. Tyler says, how do you keep your season pass secure while riding? So I usually just keep it in a pocket on the left side of my body. Make sure it's like a zipper pocket. And the left side, because there's usually like a scanner that you got to go through, and the left side it's usually on your left. And Chang Chu says, hello, I'm in Whistler now. Looking forward to learn snowboard in this winter. Amazing. Yeah, the snowboard season is not far away in Whistler. About like mid-November, the mountain may be open. So yeah, we'll probably start seeing snow up on the peak soon. That's awesome that you made it to Whistler. Thomas Tim wants to know, can you do a DIY snowboard? Yeah, I'll probably have to collaborate with David Jones on that one to get a snowboard made. If you guys have seen his channel, he does lots of DIYs with snowboards and skateboards and fingerboards and all kinds of stuff. So maybe a collab video with him, and it'd be pretty fun to build your own snowboard. Joseph says, hey Kevin, hello from Buffalo, New York. Who's your favorite snowboard YouTubers? David Jones, Angry Snowboarder, Matt Miniacci, etc. Yeah, well, all those guys, and then I would throw in Ryan Napton into that bunch, Jonathan Buckhouse, Janice Spiteri, Casey Willax. We got TJ as well on Board Archive, so that whole crew. And I don't really have a favorite. I like to, hop around to everyone's YouTube, check them all out. And it's cool reading the comments too, because I see that a lot of the people that tune in for this live chat are also in the comment sections of a lot of those videos. And a lot of those guys do live chats as well. So it's kind of fun to check out the comments and everything. Also, yeah, shout out to Chris Ayers. He's getting up a lot of YouTube videos. Andreas Schubert, he's getting some snowboard videos up as well. So yeah, so many snowboard YouTubers out there, and it's just growing more and more. So we'll probably get Chris Ayers in a video as soon as possible. It's his birthday on Saturday. Probably have Andreas in a video, And I think David's going to meet up again in New Zealand too. So we'll be able to collaborate a bit with David too. So lots of snowboard YouTubers out there. All right. Rebecca says, I heard it's going to be another weather-breaking year in Oregon. Last year hit the charts, but this year is going to beat it. Very cool. Yeah, well, we're going to definitely keep an eye out on the weather. And so the snowboard app, the snow app I have is called snowforecast.com. And I'm definitely going to start like just reading the app, seeing where it is getting the most snow. And if you guys in Oregon are getting tons of snow, just hop in the car and drive down there and try to get as many good powder days as possible. So yeah, I hope the snow comes to up the Northwest and we have a great season. And New Board says, the new beanie is black. I will buy it within the next weeks for sure. Best color, haha. Nice, man. Yeah, I'm glad you're stoked on it. I had a feeling that people would be stoked on just like a straight up black beanie. It's a pretty, I think it's pretty good. XX Hooch says, do another 10 rail tricks. That stuff always helps me out back in the day. Yeah, it's really fun doing those like top 10 like box tricks, top 10 jump tricks, top 10 rail tricks, top 10 butter tricks. All those videos are pretty fun to make too. So we'll definitely get more of those types of videos out. All right. James Kirkland says, love you, Kevin. He's got the David Jones picture there. Very nice. Anton Nguyen says, are you coming to Mount High this season? It's not on the Icon Pass, but Big Bear is. Yeah, I think we are going to make a point of getting down to Big Bear this season. We've always wanted to come down to that part of California and snowboard, and I think we're going to make a point of doing it this year. It looks, the park there looks so fun. Bad Rider says, I can find an Airbnb and bring any gear you boys need. Awesome, thanks, man. Yeah, that'd be huge to get some help on the Australia trip next year. Thanks, Adam. All right, just gonna scroll down, get caught up a little bit, guys. Thanks for all the great questions. All right. James says, come to Utah this year. Greatest snow on earth. Wow, that's a claim. But yeah, I would love to. I don't think I've been to Utah yet, so it'd be fun to check out Utah, see what that's all about. And Dosu says, hoping to try snowboarding this year. A video for what to do / bring before your first day. Yeah, definitely check out the beginner playlist on the channel. I have a video it's like 10 or I don't know if it's a top 10, but it's like a video like with all the gear that beginners need. So definitely check out that video. Maybe if you search on YouTube like beginner snowboard gear or things like that, then it should pop up. But yeah, I've got a few videos on there with like all the gear you need for snowboarding. Matt says, you're gonna come down to Stevens Pass. Yeah, so Stevens Pass is in Washington State, just below BC in Canada. Yeah, I would love to get down there. Definitely, if you guys get some good snow, we'll do the drive down to Stevens Pass. All right. Icy Keys wants to know, how would I know when I'm purchasing the right goggles that will fit me online? Honestly, like most goggles are made for just like a medium head, medium size face. And others are like, some of them will have like XL in the name. So that's made for like larger faces. There's also different fits too. There's like there's a type of fit called Asian fit as well, where they have more foam in the nose. So that it fills it in a little bit. So there's like all kinds of different fits online. I feel like some of the places where you buy goggles, they'll tell you like how they fit. And there's some videos on the channel as well. Like, yeah, check out some different videos. Usually you can tell, like people will mention like what size goggle will fit what face. So like a few goggles, so I've got a larger head and I've been wearing the Line Miners by Oakley. They're like really big. The Anon M4s, which are large as well. But then if you get into the Anon M3 and M2, they're more like medium size. And then there's the women's size, the Anon M, I can't remember what they're called, but they're the women's version of Anon and they're like the smallest one. So usually the women's goggles are smaller. So yeah, it's hard to say exactly, but usually they'll tell you like when you're buying, like you're looking to purchase, like they'll have like a medium or large or things like that beside them. And if you can, just go to a shop and try some on. Oh, the real David Jones is on here as well. David S. Jones, shout out, man. Thanks for tuning in. And all right, so if you stop in Tremblant, all you can drink Fin du Monde on me. What is that? What is that? That's a. All right. I hope I didn't say something weird, but yeah, thanks for the offer. Rebecca wants to know, what was the name of that app for tracking snow? So it's snowforecast.com. It's a pretty cool app for tracking how much snow is falling. All right, so Daniel C, been rewatching last year's Powder Day videos from Whistler, getting primed for this year. Just bought this year's LibTech Cold Brew. Any thoughts on the board? No, not too many thoughts, but it does look like a good sort of like all-around board, like all mountain type board. So yeah, I think you picked a good one. I like the magnet traction on it. Should hold you really well in any ice, and I think it's going to be pretty decent in powder as well. It's got some rocker involved in it, so yeah, good choice. I hope you like it. In one of David Jones's recent videos too, he made a raft out of chip bags, which is a pretty creative endeavor there. But then he said he also ate all the chips in one slick or sick mukbang. That's a lot of chips to eat, man. All right. Mark says, what camera do you use on the mountain, and do you use an external mic? So we use GoPro 7s on the mountain. Usually we have the GoPro 7 on a gimbal on the GoPro Karma Grip, and that's what we use for all the riding shots. And then if we're just talking to the camera, we just hold the GoPro 7 in our hand, and then we actually have some like the little like wind blocker like fuzzy things. They have a weird name. They're called dead cats, but it's just like a sticker that you can stick over top of the mics, and it's got like some furry fuzz that helps shield it from the wind. We used to use a GoPro mic, but we found that the mic adapter combined with the microphone was really unreliable. A lot of times it didn't work, but with the GoPro 8, I don't know what kind of like features the new GoPro 8 is going to have, but it might have some kind of new and updated like connection for the mic. So I would maybe wait for the GoPro 8 to come out. But yeah, that's what we use, GoPro 7s. All right. All right, guys. Yeah, shout out. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. 65 likes. Yeah, so let's do a beanie giveaway. So yeah, brand new SPC black beanies. I got the logo right there. Let's see. Oh, wow. There we go. Oh. So yeah, if you guys want to win a beanie, all you have to do is just leave a question or comment, and it's going to randomly scroll through and stop on someone for the winner. And then to claim the prize, all you have to do is send me a message on Instagram. So if you guys aren't following me, just check out at Snowboard Pro Camp, posting up a lot of photos and videos on Instagram as well. But yeah, just send me an Instagram message telling me that you're the one that won the beanie with your full name and full address, and we'll get that beanie sent out to you very soon. So let's do it right now. Just gonna randomly scroll, guys, and stop on somebody who will be the beanie winner. First ever black beanie giveaway. All right. All right, Daniel C. Congrats, Daniel C. Daniel C with the comment, giddy up. Is that a Kramer from Seinfeld reference? But yeah, you're the Daniel C, man. You're the winner. You'll get the black Snowboard Pro Camp beanie. I guess you'll be the first person ever to actually get one of these, because they just went on sale today. Just got them a few days ago. So Daniel C, man, you'll be the first one ever to get a giveaway beanie, the giveaway beanie. So yeah, just hit me up on Snowboard Pro Camp on Instagram and send me a direct message, just giving me your full name, Daniel C, whatever the C stands for, and then your full address, and then we'll get that shipped out to you very soon. And we got Matt. Yeah, thanks everyone for commenting and liking. All right. Oh wow, lots of people commented for the beanie. So Grant says, what up from Oregon? Just picked up a Capita Mercury plus Union Force with the goal of progression in all aspects of the sport. Any thoughts on the setup? No, that sounds like a good setup, man. That sounds really nice. Capita Mercury, that's like a good sort of like all around board. So it sounds very cool. Plus Union Force with the goal of progression. Nice. I would say one thing about the Union Force bindings is that if you don't like the ankle strap, you can actually buy these ankle straps that are a little bit more 3D molded to your boot. I don't know about the 2020 Forces, what ankle straps are on there, but the last pair of Union Forces that I had, I actually replaced the ankle strap with an upgraded one. So a bit more of a 3D mold to the boot, but see how you like them, see how they feel. But it sounds like a really good, sounds like a great setup, man. Rebecca, are you going to make any other kind of gear? Oh, like besides the beanies? Not at the moment. Gonna focus on beanies, but I think I do have, there's a Snowboard Pro Camp, I think it's on Spreadshirt. So Spreadshirt, you can actually buy Snowboard Pro Camp t-shirts and hoodies. So check out Snowboard. I think if you do a Google search for Snowboard Pro Camp and Spreadshirt, there's yeah, some t-shirts and hoodies on there. But the beanies, the beanies are different because like the beanies get shipped out like we ship them out ourselves, like from Whistler, where the shirts and hoodies are like made and shipped out by a different company. So it's not as personal as the beanies are. Chris Henrik with the super chat, $5 Australian. Thanks for the support, Chris. Chris says, "Whoa, black beanie." Bam Balam Fund. Awesome. Thanks. That's a good one. Yeah, I should make that like the black beanie jingle. Yeah, thanks for the support, Chris. Hope you're having a good time out there in Australia. Adam says, I'm still buying a couple this weekend. One is never enough. Yeah, I agree, man. Beanies are one of those things that, you know, you just go through beanies because I don't know, they get worn out. Maybe you get some, you spill some food on it, like who knows? But beanies are something that it's fun to have. I probably go through 5 or 6 beanies a season. It's just one of those things. All right. Cole says, hello from Comox Valley, BC, currently running 2018 Solomon Sleepwalker. What what's your favorite trick, bro? Favorite trick. My favorite trick at the moment is just doing a back board slide on like a tube or rail. I've been really enjoying those recently. Did a bunch in New Zealand and in Australia, and yeah, it was fun. Had a really good time doing that. Brendan, thinking about pulling the trigger on the 2020 Orca. What bindings should I get? Yeah, at the moment, I'm really liking the transfer bindings. Maybe even get for the Orca specifically, maybe look at the more stiffer versions of the transfer binding. Or you could also check out the Union Atlas. I rode those on the Orca all year last year. So yeah, those are bindings I'm familiar with and I've been liking. So one of those two. Snowboard Life 14, what is your plan to do after the live stream? So yeah, right now I'm in a place on Vancouver Island called Ucluelet, and it's a small town kind of near Tofino, BC on Vancouver Island, if you've ever heard of Tofino. But yeah, we'll probably go for like a hike or something. We're pretty close to the ocean right now, the Pacific Ocean, so I might go for like a hike around there somewhere. All right. Oh, super chat from Jose Bortista. Thanks, Jose, man. Thanks for tuning in, brother. He says hashtag Japanuary with some of the DWCP crew. You. Awesome, man. Thanks for the support. Yeah, Japanuary is the time to go to Japan for sure. Hopefully we'll see you there, man. Adam says you've spilt food on your beanies before, Kev. Actually, I've never gotten food on a beanie before. I never have. It's usually just yeah. I guess they just kind of like get pilly or something after a while. I don't know what happens to them really. You know, your head stretches them out. It's probably more of just getting like stretched by all the wear and tear. All right, and B Kings with the super chat. Wow, thanks for the support, man. He says, "Hey Kevin, bummer I couldn't meet you and TJ this year at Perisher. This weekend, they have rebuilt the Leichhardt Park with 16 new features, and I'll be there shredding for you guys. Awesome. Hashtag Evil Twin. Hashtag M4. Wow, awesome, man." Well, I think TJ is actually still in Jindabyne, so you might have the chance to see TJ. Maybe send him a DM on Instagram or something to see if he's in town. But I'm pretty sure TJ is. I think he's still there. So I don't think he's riding because he's got that sore neck. But yeah, maybe you can meet up with TJ. But yeah, thanks so much for the shout out, for the support. Have a good time riding. It's sick that they've got that new park built. And that's huge that Perisher, there's just so much snow there still from, I guess, one of the best seasons that Perisher has had in 20 years. So that's awesome to hear, man. Yeah, thanks for the support. And yeah, hopefully we get to meet you next time. Maybe I'm heading back to New Zealand in a week or so. So maybe do a trip out there and we can meet up in Cardrona. But yeah, have a great time in the Leichhardt Park. All right. Just going to scroll down, guys, get a little bit, get caught up. Matthew says, "Hey, Kevin, maybe next year we can see you guys at one of the Victorian mountains." Yeah, definitely. Yeah, down in Victoria, Australia. Yeah, that'd be really fun. Have to switch it up next year. The brother-sister duo says, "How's TJ?" Yeah, I think he's doing better, but he kind of had a slam recently and kind of has a sore back and sore neck. So yeah, hopefully he's mending up and feeling better. All right. Let's and Bradley says, "Recommended bindings for a beginner, and what's next after Australia?" Yeah, so what's up next? So we're going to go back to New Zealand, and bindings I would recommend for a beginner. So yeah, one of the highlights of the bindings that I recently bought, the bent metal bindings, is the cube at the back where you can easily adjust the high back. And I think that is a really cool thing for like new snowboarders. Just makes that high back adjustment really easy. And the rest of the bindings too are pretty simple with the bent metal. Everything about them, pretty simple design. So I would recommend those. Yeah, check them out, take a look. I think as a new snowboarder, you just kind of want like a mid flexing binding. So something around a 5 or 6. Take a look at the transfer bindings. So they're called bent metal. The model is transfer. But yeah, there's some great sort of beginner bindings in there. So yeah, that's one thing that really piqued my interest about those bindings. Jake Morse says, LibTech Cold Brew and Nitro Team Bindings. Thoughts? Also come to Snoqualmie and Alpental in Washington. Awesome, man. Yeah, we'll definitely have to make it down to Washington State. But yeah, thanks for the support, Jake. I've actually never ridden Nitro Team Bindings, so I'm not sure about those. But I know the LibTech Cold Brew is like it's a good sort of beginner intermediate board. So a board that can kind of do a bit of everything. And yeah, it's kind of like it's sort of like a good intermediate board. I think I love LibTech boards in general. I think they're built really well. They're made in Washington, which is very cool. And I'm a huge fan of the magnet traction. So it's going to be great on ice. And then a board that you can, be decent in park or powder. I don't think it's like it excels at one or the other. It's just going to kind of be a good all-around board. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. And yeah, thanks for the support, man. All right, guys. So yeah, just over an hour. Shout out again to everyone that's been on this live chat. Still over 100 people watching and 74 likes. Yeah, really appreciate it, guys. Yeah, and just a quick reminder too, the new black SPC bindings, link down in the description. And shout out to, I can't remember who won, but the person that won, make sure that you, I think Daniel, was it Daniel C? Yeah, send me an email on Instagram, a direct message, and I'll get this black beanie shipped out to you. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And yeah, I hope everyone's having a good time getting ready for the upcoming snowboard season. The next thing for here at Snowboard Pro Camp, going back to New Zealand, which I wasn't planning on, but just something that's kind of happening. But yeah, really appreciate everyone tuning in for the live chat. And yeah, I'll have the next video coming up on the channel is going to be a review of the GNU Headspace. So that's my my new park board. So new review coming out soon. But yeah, thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. I'll see you guys back on here. Every Thursday, we go live, and I try to answer as many of your questions as possible. So yeah, really appreciate everyone tuning in. Yeah, I think the best snowboard community in the world. You guys rock. So thanks again, everyone, and have a good weekend. Later, guys.